Hello everyone, it's a Thursday evening and I haven't got a video ready for tomorrow, but I did mention in the last video that I was basically sort of stuck for content in a minute. There's a lot of things that are going on just in the background, and I was going to do a roundup of what's going on in the workshop because it's a nightmare for me to figure out what's going on day to day. So when you're watching it at home, you probably have no idea either. My brain and lifestyle is 400 million miles an hour, so we're going to do a little roundup and see what's going on with all of these cars and stuff. But first, you'll probably notice that all of my stuff is over here now. Start of the year, I had a little bit of a tidy up because I work over there in that corner, and all of this stuff was just sort of spread out over here. Now I've sorted out loads of stuff, thrown a lot of stuff away, paints, essentials, metal, toolboxes now under the bench, and then you've got all the grinding stuff all in there, loads of bits. But yeah, trying to make the workshop more efficient this year. Need new mezzanine. Got another ramp here. Thank you to Mark for sorting this out and bringing it over. Basically, that is the same ramp as this ramp. This ramp's got a problem. That's why it's not going up and down. So I'm going to take a few bits off here, make this one work. And then once this one works, this one right here will go over to the storage area. And then this one can be replaced with this one. So basically, this ramp is a lot nicer than this one I've got here. So anyway, enough of that. Let's talk about cars. There's only one car in the workshop at the minute. That is mine, and it's the Beetle. And I'll start with that because I get a lot of questions about that all the time. And to be honest, you're not going to see any content on it in a very long time. My Beetle here, 1303. It's been on fire. First car. Literally used to look really, really cool. I drove it on the floor forever, and now it just sits in the unit because I don't want to sell it, and I don't want to drive it either. So it just sits here. The only time you're going to see any content from this vehicle in any shape or form will be when I eventually spend the money and get a new mezzanine, and the Beetle is going to go up on top of it. And then when you stand about here, I want the Beetle to be like up there on top of the mezzanine. So yeah, that's the plan. But at the minute, it's just buried by lots of wheels and tires. So it just sits there. You're not going to see any content on this for a long, long time. So please stop asking me. I know people love it, but you know, it's not going to happen. And then the rest of the cars in the workshop at the minute, customer cars. And there's one car missing, which is the Daslam. You see me in the last couple of months, I've been doing a rotary swap in it, made a new tunnel in it, etc., etc. I got that finished off camera. I didn't film any of it really. It's just sort of like lots and lots of hours of little plates that are not really worth filming. Yeah, that's gone back to Jack. Jack's gonna start building it up, and you'll probably see another video of it at some point in the future when it's finished. But yeah, there's the end of the story for now for that car. Got this Mark II Golf, put power steering on it, fixed the bottom of the door here. These snowflakes right here, they've been rebuilt, and I've had to change all the barrels, put new tyres on, etc., etc. R32 Skyline, 4-door, extremely, extremely rotten. When I say extremely rotten, I mean that. The floor is literally falling out all the way along. Literally, like, both sides, it's just like completely missing. So yeah, that's gonna get basically a full underside resto. Next couple of months it's gonna be getting done. Me and Zach are gonna give it a good birthday. So yeah, you'll see this in the background for a couple of months because it needs a lot of work. The thing that I said to myself at the start of the year, I was hoping that pretty much all my videos were gonna be on my own cars. Customer work, wasn't really gonna film it too much unless we got something really, really cool on, which there is something really cool that's gonna happen. I'm sure you'll all be amazed. But there's a few projects that I do need to finish first, AKA this little Fiat 126. It is in for air suspension. Turns out really hard to bag a 126, and yeah, you have to cut big, massive holes in the front of it. And yeah, we've completely redesigned everything. It was a double wishbone car, now it's getting a McPherson strut. Made these strut towers for it. So yeah, look, these are gonna sit in the chassis like this. Hang on. Yeah, look, strut tower in there. Had to make all these from scratch. Lots of head scratching and design work went into this. It's been awkward because it's such a tight tolerance vehicle again, but we got somewhere now. They just need to basically weld these in and then build the tubs around it. Haven't started on that side, so I think I'll start filming this because I think it's slightly interesting. Let me know what you think. But yeah, the car's got like a full roll cage. It's getting the bags there. And yeah, next couple of weeks, I'm going to be proper digging into the front and tubbing it all in. So if you want to see that, let me know. Now then, let's talk about some of my cars. The M5, which has done super well on the channel. The M5 is going to get done. I know I've like teased you for quite a while saying like, am I going to do it? Is it worth it? Blah, blah, blah. I will do it. And when we get those ramps ready, hopefully in a couple of weeks, this one's going to go on there and we're going to strip the whole underside of the car, sell a few bits off it, okay, the wheels, because they're E34 M5 specific. So sell those off this car, get them shifted, because that will bring us funds to fix the rest of the car. And basically those wheels never came on the car from factory, even though they are E34 specific parallels. So this car is going to get done. We're going to strip everything off underneath and start getting into it. And yeah, it is going to get done. So just hold out on that one. Welcome to Death Row. Let's start with a car that I've not touched in over a year. It's a common theme in this room. Mazda Luce. Now, if you've watched the videos for quite some time, you'll know that this car is basically a 36,000 mile Mazda Luce, and it was sat for about 40 years. Did a couple of little repairs on it, put a new carb and stuff on it, and then I drove it into London. It broke down on the way home, and then, well, I haven't touched it since. So my plan for this is to put another Weber carb on it, make the tyres stop going flat, and probably do a couple of little repairs on the bottom of the sills just underneath there, and just drive it around slightly this year, hopefully anyway, as it is. Not far, maybe to a couple of scrambles and whatnot, but yeah, the plan is to get this thing back on the road at some point, because it's a very cool car. It's a very rare car, and it deserves better than sitting in my unit. This right here, E28, it's on a BBS kit with Alfa Romeo seats inside of it. Not quite sure why, it's very, very peculiar. But this is a project for the channel, which you will see at some point. Stay tuned for this one. And then we go to my beloved stash of broken cars. I say broken, actually. The 6 Series isn't actually broken. Again, I've nearly had this an entire year, and it has not moved from this spot. Now, if you're a regular here, you know that I have this desire to make this absolutely incredible. I've got so many bits for it. The shelves over there, full. Loads and loads of bits for this car. I was about to start it in like April, May last year, and then things didn't happen, so it stayed there, and I've just been collecting parts slowly and slowly and slowly. But maybe we can get this started towards the end of the year. The M5 is basically the priority now. So the M5 itself, that will probably be the main thing on the channel for the next couple of months. I know it's going to be a long, tedious job, the M5, but I do want to get it done. And it's going to be a big job to do, but I'm going to be doing it. So the 6 Series is on hold again, which is fine, I don't mind, but obviously it's getting a respray. So if you're seeing all this stuff on the bonnet and going, oh my God, what's he doing? You wait till we get to the back. I'm using it as a shelf. What's this? Oh, it's the car lines. Here they are, off the E34. These will go onto here eventually. So, yeah. This, I don't know why, I was looking for finger file belts. Wicked. Yeah, the car's getting a respray, so don't worry about this. Such a good car, but I do have a manual swap for it. I've got all poly bushes for it, all the new brakes, everything like that. So there's a lot of stuff to go on this car. It's going to be a good one, so bear with me, but M5 has skipped the queue. I don't know how, but it has. Nissan Prairie body shell, not quite sure why I still have it really. Basically, Uncle Jay, I call him, Jay from Low Standards. He has currently built a Nissan Prairie with a 2JZ in it, pretty much identical to what I wanted to build. So this little Prairie shell, it's a sore subject. I love it. It's literally just a shell, don't have any running gear. But Jay from Low Standards built what I wanted to build. So if I build it now how I wanted to build it, it will look like I'm just copying him. Even though Jay, he had pictures of this car in its prime in his phone for many, many years. And when he started building it, I messaged him and he's like, oh my God, no way. I've had your car on my phone for years. It's so cool. Yeah, so he beat me to it. It's a shame. But I love it. He said if I ever go to Australia, I could drive that car. So there you go. He's a man of his word. And we're very alike, me and Uncle Jay. I call him Uncle Jay. His name's Uncle Jay. Anyway, I'm smiling because this car here. My Toyota GX61 Mark II. It's basically a Corona Mark II. It's on the ramp. Basically, the engine died. It was getting rebuilt. And one thing we didn't notice when we took it apart was one of the cams was scored. And it basically scored the cam, scored the head, and we had to wait to get a new head. But found a new head. It's at the machine shop currently. So it's looking likely that this thing is going to go back on the road. And I've been looking back at pictures of it like, oh my God, that car is absolutely insane. You know when you have a car for so long and you forget you own it? It's just mental. The weird thing is, I've done the first video that I did properly on YouTube was on this car. And not many people know that. Not many people see it. Obviously out of sight, out of mind. But yeah, this car is going to go back on the road. It's such a good car. So yeah, basically this car is going to get the new engine put in, new radiator. What I am going to do is get rid of the steering box. So the steering box is here, so it bolts onto the chassis. There's another returning piece on the other side, just there. This link bar here, basically, it hits the floor. And it's not very good to hit the floor. It's like in line with the subframe. And basically I want to put a Nissan S13 steering rack on the subframe, get rid of all the link bar altogether, make the S13 rack fit our suspension basically. It's already converted to like an S13 style suspension. And what I'm basically going to do is change it to S13 steering rack for clearance purposes. And also all of these ball joints and everything are all knackered. And you get a lot of steering wobble. So if I eliminate all of that and get more ground clearance, it's a winner. So we'll film all of this. I think there's a few things I want to do, like address the sills. The sills are like gone rusty on the edges because I scraped all the paint off. And yeah, really, 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 really cool car. Just, yeah, the engine situation postponed a lot of stuff. I think nearly 2 years. It's been in that position. It's sad, but it's life. It's life, it's life, it's life. Anyway, black dashboard for my van. You'll be surprised how many people ask about the van. Now, it's outside in the dark right now, but this corner here, that corner is van corner, basically. And it's all still waiting to go on. So, front wings, front bumper, steering rack, subframe, intercooler, boost pipes, bigger turbo, engine mounts, headlights, textured black wing mirrors, black door cards, all of this. Loads and loads and loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of stuff. Everywhere. Everywhere. And the plan is when I have a reliable second daily that I can use for, I don't know, a couple of months, I'm going to do the van. I'm going to do the van. Because it's in dire need of addressing right now. It has been for so much time, but yeah, I do need to fix it, make it cool. I'm gonna raise the subframe, fix all the rust. I wanna make it like Brazilian spec. So if you know what a Brazilian spec, like lowering job is, they basically like, they get the biggest wheels they can find and then just make them tuck considerably, like tub all the arches, front and rear, raise all the subframes, they reinforce the seals, everything like that. And that's what I want to do. I want to do that to the van and have it on air ride and have it very easy to drive day in, day out and look cool. So that'll get done. I don't know what people want to see this year, really. I know what I want to do. So M5, the Toyota, this is an easy project. And then at the end of the year, I want to start on the 6 Series. But if I can get the M5 done before the end of the year, minus paint, I'm onto a winner. So yeah, let me know what you want to see content wise. I think mainly most people want to see the M5 and me too, which is why it's going to be the main priority. But as years go by, you do put things in place and you put money elsewhere in lots of little different areas, which is why most of the stuff I already have the Toyota. It'll be like a couple of episodes, getting the engine in, doing the steering rack and all that. And then it can basically be a couple of episodes of content, because I definitely cannot do 2 episodes a week on the M5 while running all of this at the same time. And this one right here, this is gonna take up most of my time in the workshop. So, you know, things are going up in the world around here. And then we have the Mazda ZDOS 6, which I am selling. I have too much going on, and if anyone wants the ZDOS, it's yours. Yeah, if anyone wants the Mazda, let me know. I mean, it runs. I've got a new slave cylinder, so it should drive. I have driven it, but it needs a clutch slave cylinder. It's a really nice car inside, really, and outside. It's not even like rotten or anything. Like it's really, really nice. That's the exhaust there. Yeah, even the outside is like really nice. Like, there's no rust like around the arches or anything like that. This is like a Jap car, manual V6 car, which isn't rotten by the looks of it. But I haven't got enough time for it, so it will be out for sale. And if you want to buy it, shoot me an offer. It just sits here, and to be honest, I could do with the money to put into the M5. It's not going to be loads of money because it's not worth loads of money, but if you want to buy it, let me know. And that means there's one more car to talk about here, the white E34 535. So this is not mine, I've sold it. So this car has been sold, and yeah, that's about it. It might get fixed this year. It's very rotten. You know, like it's really, really crusty. But I get a lot of people ask me about it, and at the time, I did sell it because I was going to put all the money into the 6 Series. I did put all that money into the 6 Series, and then we just did nothing with the 6 Series. So, yeah, the only reason I bought this was for the manual swap. And I sold the car and then bought a manual swap. So, yeah, this car is still fully intact. These white trims, they came in the boot of the M5, so this is for this car. Anyway, we'll probably get this on the channel if it gets fixed. So, its life is uncertain. It's here, and it still exists, and we haven't scrapped it. But yeah, other than that, the only thing that I haven't mentioned is my Hondas. So I have 2 Hondas. Number 1 being the green Honda that you've seen in the last couple of episodes. I've just been out enjoying it, taking it to events and stuff like that. It's been really, really good, but it did break in the last video. That's not ideal, and I do potentially have a paid gig next Thursday. Someone wants it in a music video, so I need to fix it and take it there, which is pretty cool. I'm not quite sure if I'm able to film that, but if I can, then I will, but I don't know. It's still not actually set in stone. I've just been asked to do it, and it might not still go ahead. And the only other cars I've got is Honda Accord. Just sits at home on the drive. I wanted to make that into a crazy car on hydraulics, tuck in massive wheels. I haven't done that. It could be a nice daily. If I fix that car, I can actually drive that all the time and then fix my van. And that car actually doesn't need a lot. It just needs a couple of bushes and an exhaust, and I can drive it again. So maybe I'll do that. I know it uses loads of fuel. It's so juicy. It's like unbelievably juicy. It's really, really annoying. So yeah, I might fix that, and then I can actually do my van. It might be a good shout, actually. And then I have my Hillman Imp van, which was my granddad's, and I rebuilt it before I started YouTube, like the year before, 2 years before. It just sits in storage at another area, and maybe I'll do like a build breakdown of that car and maybe get that running, because that car needs to be running properly. It's always had a running issue. I'm not familiar with those cars, and it had a weird running issue, but now I think I've sussed it in my head why it used to run so bad. So yeah, maybe I'll do a couple of videos on that this year if I can get out of storage and give it a birthday. It's a really cool car, and maybe I'll do like a little story time on it and talk about it. and see if I can overlay a load of clips in it. But yeah, that's a slight roundup of what's going on. 2025, maybe I've said 2024 this year, I don't know. But 2025, like I said before, I just want to focus on the M5. So the M5 mainly. The Toyota it's not far off just being able to be back on the road. Just need to spend like a couple of weeks on it, getting it dialed in, and then I can be on the road. Need to get the wheels polished, new tires and stuff like that. So yeah, I might do that. Well, no, I will be doing that. I will be doing Toyota content this year. I'll hopefully put the engine in over the road and then get that all running, pull it out, probably put the E24 on that ramp, strip the underneath, and then just get all the stuff on the bottom of the E24 sent off for like powder coating and stuff. Just do that in dribs and drabs, get all the mechanicals ready to go back on that car, which could be cool. If it's like, basically the problem is all these cars need to sit on ramps for months and months and months. But if they sit on ramps for months and months and months, then I don't have any income coming in because I need to use the ramps to work on. It's really annoying because stripping the cars and starting again is not a cheap game. Like this, anything you see on YouTube that from me is fully like self-funded. You can't just magic all this stuff out of nowhere. It's a good job I have the business to support that. But hopefully the things this year can look up a little bit longer. I think you'll all have noticed that I've upped the quality of my videos and how I do it, and I want to do a lot of that this year and just make the videos a lot better. I know this one is very point, shoot, speak to the camera, but like all the M5 videos, put a lot of effort into those. The E34 Touring, I put a lot of effort into those as well. Oh yeah, that's a point. Took Lewis's car to the MOT today, and the inlet pipe split. So when I was driving halfway to the MOT, it started kangarooing, a massive air leak, and it just ran absolutely terrible. And then when I went to go put some bulbs in it before my MOT, the top rad hose literally snapped off from the block from kangarooing. It blew all the coolant out. So I had a terrible day in Lewis's Touring, changed absolutely everything. And on the first like bigger test drive, more than 15 minutes, it decided to try and kill itself. So yeah, that was fun. But yeah, we should have that with him in the next couple of days. So yeah, that's good to go. But yeah, that is all from me. This workshop will be used quite a lot. So maybe you'll even see some content of making the workshop better. If that's something that you're interested in seeing, let me know. I watched Jimmy Oakes literally clean his workshop for like 4 episodes. I know I'm not going to do that, but like, it's cool. It's cool. I don't know. I'm just rambling on now, and I'm going to go home and edit this because it's like minus 700 million degrees, and yeah, working in this cold is really not fun, and we've been doing a lot of work recently. So yeah, subscribe. We hit 27k today. Let's try hit 50k by the end of the year. I think that'd be cool. That's a target. Let's try and do that. Maybe it'll happen. Lots planned. Anyway, see you later. Have a good weekend. And I will see you Tuesday for a juicy video. See ya.